Boom! What's going on, guys? Energy News Beat, episode number 161, here on this gorgeous Tuesday, November 17th, 2020. I am your humble correspondent, Michael Tanner, coming to you from an undisclosed location here in Denver, Colorado, joined by the executive producer of the show, the creator of the show, and the director and publisher of the world's greatest website, oilandgas360.com, Stuart Turley. How you doing today?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we got a packed show.
We do have a big show today, guys. You can see the rundown here. We got a lot of stuff. Kimmeridge goes full nuclear, buys a couple positions, and really going full activist. We'll have a little Gulfport update. Stu's got some crazy stuff in the international news, that's including an EIA crude oil outlook for the U.S. that has some really major implications on the international front. We'll also cover everything on the equities market. But first, guys, just subscribe to this YouTube channel if you wouldn't mind. Oil and Gas 360/Intercom. Hit that pesky subscribe button. We really appreciate all the support we've been getting. Yeah, in the equities markets, the past couple of days, we've actually seen rare increases, in the midst of what is rising COVID-19 cases. That really flipped around today, really off, yesterday we saw all-time highs. Today's a little bit of pullback. Traders, spending today, collecting a little profits. Both the ES, which is the S&P futures contract, rolled negative. The NQ, which is the Nasdaq futures contract, just rolled negative. Overall indices 5%, or not 5%. That'd be a long day. Half a percentage point down for the SPY, down about half a percentage point. Nasdaq was down about 1/10 of a percentage point. Dow Jones down 3/4 of a percentage point. Value stocks really soared. The quote was basically, value stocks and smaller companies typically have more leverage to economic recovery. So a vaccine that would remove the weight of COVID-19 off the economy is a distinct possibility, wrote Bill Stone. This is the chief investment officer over at Stone Investment Partners. Retail sales on the data side increased a little less than October, but still much higher than the Dow Jones was expecting. So that was good to see on the retail news front. Moving over to crude oil side, the futures contract 41.45, so we saw about a quarter of a percentage point on the upside. Really, it's been good to see the positive. The bulls have been really fighting off here. I think there's a lot of bearish sentiment out there, but the bulls have come in and bought this up. This vaccine could not have come at a better time if you're looking at getting long in energy right now. Back into the curve, 43.15. That's about a 2/10 or a quarter of a percentage point on the upside. Natural gas continues to tumble, albeit a little lighter today. 3/10 of a percentage point on the downside, 268.9. Back into the curve, about 1.5% on the downside, $2.91. It's just getting hit hard. Energy equities and OIH outpace our crude oil contract today, up 0.7 of a percentage point. Our XOP to 51.99, OIH 131.65. That's a 0.7 of an increase on the upside. Some biggest movers starting on the downside: BTU down 5 percentage points, New Concept Energy down 10 percentage points, American Resources Corporation down 11 percentage points, High Point Resources down 12 percentage points, being very volatile after the Chapter 11 restructuring they're going through. Callan up 10 percentage points today, good for them. Brehas up 11 percentage points, SM up 21 percentage points after the returning their borrowing base yesterday. Gulfport Energy up 22 percentage points off bankruptcy. Holy smokes, talk about an undervalued stock. Before we dive into the international news desk, guys, this show is powered by Data Gumbo, and they are an award-winning technology with customers all around the world who build, manage, and automate their own smart contracts. Like I mentioned, they are smart, and Data Gumbo are smart people offering smart contracts to a new approach to the commercial relationship. If you don't get their smart, guys, I can't do anything about that at this point. One of the factors that reduces friction to deliver streamlined operations, all of this is via their Gumbo Net. Check them everything out, www.gumbonet.com. Stu, what's on the international news desk today?
Well, Michael, I think I got to go check this one out personally.
Here we go. What do we got on the news desk?
I'm getting on the airplane right now. Look at that. That was my alarm to get on the airplane. Okay. We are sitting here with Bahamas. If we are traveling around the world right now, Bahamas Petroleum Company could provide billions of much-needed royalty revenue for the National Treasury. This is really, really darn cool. One of the cool things about this, the Stena Ice Max is the drilling ship that's used there. Take a look at this. It's on our incredible graphics page there. The Stena Ice Max is the world's first dynamically positioned dual-mast ice drill ship. The nugget I found in this, though, is the Bahama Petroleum Company is using an Ice Max. Kind of funny. I guess global warming is really happening, and the polar ice caps are melting, and ice barges are going to be around the Bahamas. Icebergs.
Yeah, I'm dropping everything I can and applying to the Bahamas Petroleum Company.
I think we owe it to ourselves.
I wonder what
Right
their
after we,
vacation policy is. Is it pretty lax?
oh yeah, hey man. Right after our vacation, we will be going right back to Guyana. Here's where it says Guyana. Exxon came out today and ran it on the news desk. Exxon, and I quote on the title, says its latest discovery offshore Guyana is not financially viable. Wow. The campaign led by ExxonMobil Corporation in the Tangier 1 well in the block of Guyana is discovered not to be financially viable on its own. Whoops. Here we go. We got a story written in 2017 on Oil and Gas 360. It says this happens to be a reservoir of unparalleled expansion. So, okay, you got Exxon here. You got Exxon here. I take it that they're trying to write it off. Next.
Yeah, well, this brings up an interesting point, Stu. We've seen this. We saw this with Apache's Eagleford assets that they once hailed as saving the company. And as of January 2020 this year, they laid off 300 people in the San Antonio department. There is a real problem with, hey, we made a huge discovery. Look at all these reserves. They didn't get around to drilling this well 3 years later. Oh, let's slip it in here on a bad news day that it actually didn't. Now, Guyana has had some massive discoveries, but it is funny as the news cycle work. I'm watching you, Exxon. I got you. I'm letting you off the hook. Yeah, I got you. I see what they're trying to do here. It's fine. You're allowed to have a dud well every once in a while, but don't be telling me how great it was and then try to bury it on a slow news day.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is not good for the shareholders.
No.
I'm not buying the Exxon.
They're not the only one. Apache did the same thing with their Eagleford assets. They touted 4 years ago how big there was going to be, how much they were going to invest in the Eagleford. January 9th, HoustonChronicle.com, Apache closing its San Antonio vaults, eliminating 270 jobs. Why? Because the Eagleford didn't really pan out.
Yeah, we're an energy news company for the little guy and the big guy and everyone. We want to give you facts around here. Getting facts again. Nothing up my sleeve. Watch me pull the EIA out of my ear. Okay. The EIA is absolutely fabulous people. I just want to set that up straight. They know what they're doing. As a government agency, they do a really good job. For this year, though, they are now saying that EIA expects U.S. crude oil production to remain relatively flat through 2021. There's some nuggets in here, Michael, and the quiz is on. We're going to see which way you go. Okay. You ready? You ready? Where's the nuggets? Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. They're saying that the global consumption of petroleum will average 92.9 million barrels per day and 98 million barrels per day in 2021. What do you know what our consumption or our production right now is today?
Our current production?
Current production in the world.
Oh, I don't know. It's probably going to be above that. I don't know, maybe 85, 88?
No, 95 today.
95. Okay.
Okay, so I'm saying here, even I could have made that prediction from the EIA.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the problem is these predictions could be updated every single day. I think the interesting part is that they have crude oil production.
I'm being a smart aleck because there is so much played in the world that nobody could absolutely make and throw a dart big enough.
What I think another nugget in there, and you brought this up, is they do anticipate no U.S. production growth through 2021, which is, for what it's worth, I like that because that's how it should be. We don't need to be adding production, especially in a COVID environment. If anything, we need to be tailoring back a little bit.
We need to employ as many Americans as we can. We need to get off foreign oil. So that means doing business with Canada and Mexico. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'm done ranting.
Oh, that's all you got on the international news desk? I mean, a big day, really. We've moved off those international stories, really controlling the price of oil. We'll keep updating on everything that's going on with Libya. Outside of that EIA U.S. production outlook, really the only other thing we have on the news desk today was Kimmeridge, officially known as Kimmeridge Energy Management, announces 3 new positions in PDC, Simrex, and Ovitin, with the plans of attempting to reorganize and going full nuclear. They're going activist investor on us. The New York-based private equity firm was quoted in Bloomberg, Stu. Listen to this. This is a whomper right here. Ovitin is one of the more egregious examples of misalignment in the sector, whether it's the excessive compensation relative to performance, the low insider ownership, or the lack of any meaningful board refreshments. I wrote this in our article on 360. Yikes. What a quote out of Kimmeridge right there. I mean, we're not a fan of Ovitin ourselves. Over $60 million in compensation to CEO Doug Sauls since 2013, and subsequently stock price has collapsed 87% over that time frame.
Where do
Nice.
I apply for that job, man?
Yeah, I want to speak about the Bahamas Petroleum Company. I want to apply for that job.
There you go. Let's
There
go.
you go. Let's go get it started up. Otherwise, it was a really slow news day. I mean, we had some interesting stuff. Chevron got an extension on their Venezuelan permits, so they'll still be in Venezuela. It just kills me. They're still in Venezuela. When he's still working. The reason he's got to stay there is they're still working up their job resumes.
Ooh.
I just have to get that in there. That's why I want to run Chevron stories, just so I can get that. Turn the knife and turn.
I would like to see the safety officer for the guys on the rigs in Venezuela for them. Do they issue them 9mm Glock or a shoulder mount?
No, they're issued two loaves. They're issued 2 loaves of bread and say this is going to last you a month. I mean, we laugh, but that's how bad it is down there. I mean, it's unbelievable, and heart goes out to anybody in Venezuela right now. Get out while you can. I have no problem saying that.
All of our hearts go out to all of the people.
But unfortunately, we missed anything on the show today, Stu. Kind of a little, not a slowish day, but I think we're keying up for some big stuff coming down the pipe here.
We have got a phenomenally busy week coming up. Oh, by the way, Michael, shout out for us. We've got several conferences coming around the corner that you and I are hosting, so we will keep those on the books.
Yes, if you need your virtual conference produced tech-wise, call us up. I mean, they're a lot of work, so maybe don't call us up right away, but call us up. We'll help you out. I'm just kidding. We'd love to help you guys out. With that, guys, we're going to get out of here, let you guys get back to work, finish every day. For Stuart Turley, I'm Michael Tanner. Thank you for checking us out via the world's greatest website, oilandgas360.com. We will see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the Energy News Beat.